My name is Joel Reimer. I was diagnosed on the autism spectrum when I was 5. I was bullied as a child, and my escape growing up was film and television and video games. And I knew from a young age that I wanted to be a filmmaker. While all the other kids were like, I want to be a firefighter, a police officer, I was like, I want to be a director. There was a lot of barriers that were imposed on me, so my mom was like, they don't accept people like you. And I just spent a long time believing that I couldn't actually achieve my dream, and I was like, oh, I can't actually do that. And so after a couple years on disability, being able to pay my bills on that became impossible. And I was drowning in debt, and I was like, if I don't get a career, if I can't pull myself out of this, like, I just can't live on social assistance. And so finally, I applied for Vancouver Film School, and I was like, I'm gonna go do it, I'm gonna try, and I got accepted. So then I went to VFS, graduated from VFS, started working in the film industry as a production assistant on the television series Lucifer. The film industry is the very first place where I was able to hold down a job. And prior, I couldn't hold down a job for more than 3 months. In the film industry, I worked all but 2 weeks. On Lucifer, just 18-hour days as a PA. I just was excelling in the film industry. I grew up in chaos when I was a kid, and autistics, we build patterns, and we need our patterns maintained. And as a filmmaker who grew up in foster care and in chaos, chaos is my pattern. Creativity is my pattern, and so I finally found a career where I could succeed, and ironically, it's the career that everybody said I couldn't do. And so now I've worked for going on 8 years in the film industry. There's a lot of persistent myths around autism. Specifically, it's a lack of awareness at the academic level. When I was diagnosed when I was a kid, when I was 5, autism was considered psychopathy. When I went in to see my psychiatrist, he was like, you will never understand how to love somebody. You will never understand these emotions. You will not be able to empathize with other people. And it actually goes the other way too, because us autistics will get, very often, we'll get mixed communication from other people. Autistics will always think neurotypicals are being cruel and heartless, and neurotypicals will always think autistics are being cruel and heartless if they don't take the time to properly communicate on a level that both sides can understand. And I think that's where the myth comes around autistics not being empathetic and being heartless. And so the change starts with you. If you're like, hey, if somebody's like, hey, you're blank, or you are unempathetic to me and you are treating me poorly, then it's important to stop and listen to them and try to communicate with them, try to find out what's wrong with them, as much as you want them to do with you. A neurodivergent person is no different than a neurotypical person. Our brains may work differently, but at the end of the day, it takes 2 people to properly communicate, and it takes 2 people to break boundaries, and you succeed in the world not on your own merit, but because you have people that believe in you.